Today is the 12th of December 2023. I would like to continue looking at some possible questions that might show up in your exams. Okay, this is the 17th video on some possible questions. Okay, and today I would like to just look at simultaneous equation. Thank you everyone who have subscribed to our channel. I will appreciate it if more people will subscribe. Okay, and please share, like. I can't emphasize it a lot. Okay, if you are going to follow us, you can follow us on other platforms as well. Please share, don't keep it to yourself. Okay, when I was in school, the only way we got to learn is when other people share. They went for extra classes and they share with us. Okay, that was the only way, because some of us couldn't afford it, our parents couldn't afford it, and those days the teachers never finished the syllabus. Okay, so what you were taught is all you knew for the exams, but those of our mates and friends who will go for part-time classes at home during the holidays, they came back. Some of them didn't even understand, but they shared the notes with us, and at times we'll just sit round, maybe 6 or 8 together, trying to break this notes down and learn it, even though we haven't done the topic. And that is what has brought us here today. Okay, that is what has helped me understand this stuff. So please don't share it to yourself. It's on YouTube. Some people are good at watching things and learning from them. Okay, so please share. Okay, I can't emphasize, and like it. Okay, give us a nice comment so that if somebody accidentally come across, they wouldn't think it's a waste of time. Okay, in the comment section I normally write, please follow my notes/script. Okay, it's very important. For instance, today I'm going to do algebraic expressions, and they are simultaneous equations. How to solve them? I'm going to use a couple of methods to solve it with you, and maybe say to you how you can use one method over another, okay, to solve it quickly under exam conditions. So please share. Beware of scammers, please. You are online. Okay, so beware of scammers. Don't be too naive, and don't easily give up details to people you don't know. Okay, they can come as your mom, your dad, your auntie, whatever. As long as you can't see them telling you physically, don't do it. If I need to tell you something, I will say it in the video. If it's not in the video, it's not me. If the video has been edited, you will know, because if you listen to it and somebody has edited it, you will know. Okay, some of you are good at IT than I am. But I'm not even going to ask you to donate to any orphanage. I won't. Okay? So please beware of scammers. Watch the last video for recap, because now we are solving questions. It's difficult to find it's difficult to get skip, or otherwise I'll keep on repeating the same thing. I want to spread as much as possible, do as many topics with you, and if there are other ways of solving the question, I want to try and do that for the sake of those who are writing their exam next year. So please watch last video for recap. Okay, now in the starter I saw these two simultaneous equations, okay, and I thought I'll use it for the starter. And then when I finished, I thought, oh, I have just done one method, so why don't I use the whole video to do other methods with you? Okay, so the question is, solve the simultaneous equation. Okay, this was supposed to be our starter, but after solving it with one method, I thought there are other ways of looking at it. Okay, so I've just decided to do that. So solve the simultaneous equation x plus y equals 5. Okay, and 3x minus 2y equals 5. Okay, that's the two equations. So if this is solved, it means find x and find y. Okay, now look at the equation carefully. You have 3x plus 2y equals 5. And you have 3x minus 2y equals 5. Okay, now there's an x here and there's a 3x here, so I can multiply the first equation, all of it, by 3. So I'm going to get 3x 6y 15. Okay, so if I do that, now I have 3x and 3x, so the 3x's will cancel out, and then the equation now are in terms of y. Simplify for y, put y, whatever I get, into one of these equations. I will put it back into 1 because 1 looks more simpler than 2. Okay, whatever I get for y, put it in y and find the values of x. So this is what I did for this starter. So let's go the first method. So because of the 3x here in equation 2, I'll multiply 1 by 3, which I've just explained. So this is my equation 1. I'm going to multiply the whole of equation 1, not just the x. Okay, the whole of equation 1 by 3. Okay, so in effect, I haven't done anything. So if I do that, now equation 1 becomes 3x plus 6y equals 15. Now this is my third equation. Now look, because of the 3x and 3x, I can get rid of the x's. Okay, how do I get rid of the x's? This is plus 3x and this is plus 3x. So I can subtract 3 from 2. The equation 3 from 2. When I do that, 3x minus 3x becomes 0. Okay, plus 6s minus 2y becomes 8y. 15 minus 5 becomes 5. Okay, so straight away I have 6y. Remember, I work on integers. Minus become plus. So I have 8y equals 10. 15 minus 5. So y equals 10 over 8, which is 5 over 4. Now, if y is 5 over 4, I can either go back and substitute into equation 1 or equation 2. But initially I said to you, equation 1 looks simpler. So x plus 2, y is 5 over 4 equals 5. Now 2 can go into 4 and I'll get 2. So x equals to 5. If I bring 5 over 2, this is plus 5 to this side, it becomes minus 5 over 2. Okay, now look at it. 5 over 2 is the same as 2.5, and that's 5. So straight away, the answer is 2.5 or 5 over 2. Okay, but if you can see that, in place of 5, we'll put 10 over 2, because 10 over 2 will give us 5. Then the denominators are the same. So in place of 5, we'll put 10 over 2 minus 5 over 2. So now the denominators remain the same. We subtract the numerator. So 10 minus 5 is 5. So now x is 5 over 2. Y is 5 over 4 in fraction form. Okay, these are top-heavy fractions. So we solved the simultaneous equation. So I was going to leave it there, and I thought there are other ways I can solve this. So why don't, instead of bringing in another question and get solving, why not I show you? And then if you find this in an exam, you can use a simplest way, okay, to solve the question. So look at our method 2. Look at this equation again. Okay, now x plus 2y equals 5. 3x minus 2y equals 5. Now you have plus 2y and you have minus 2y. Okay, so straight away I can here also with the y, with the variable y, get rid of the y's and solve in terms of x, and then whatever I get for x, substitute it back into one of the equation, and I'll recommend the first one because the first one looks simpler than the second one. What I mean is, if I substitute y, I have to find 3x and in the end divide by 3. So I'll rather solve with the simpler equation. Okay, these are things you will learn as you solve questions in time. So if I add 1 and 2, these are my equation. I have x plus 3x, which will give me 4x. 2y plus minus 2y. The y's will get rid of themselves. 5 plus 5 will be 10. So now I have 4x equals 10. So x will be 10 over 4, which will be equal to 5 over 2. Okay, So now that I've found the value of x, I'm going to substitute it back into the first equation, which I said looks simpler. Okay, so now x is 5 over 2 plus 2y equals 5. There, this is where we are now. Now 2y equals 5 minus, this is plus 5 over 2. So when I take it to the other side, it will become minus 5 over 2. Now here again, 5 minus 5 over 2 will be equal to 2.5, which is the same as 5 over 2. But some people might not be able to see that, which is okay, which is fine. So instead of 5, I'm going to put 10 over 2 so that the denominators can be the same. So as long as the denominators are the same, I can subtract the numerator. So now the denominators are the same. So now I have 5 over 2, which is equal to 2y. So if 5 over 2 equals 2y, now I can bring the 2 here. So now I have 5 to bring the 2 here. Okay, it's multiplying y here. So when I bring it here, it is coming to multiply the 2. So y now will be 5 over 4. So again, x equals 5 over 2. Y is 5 over 4. That is your second method. In this case, for these two simultaneous equations, this is an easier way to solve it. Okay. Now the third method, okay, here is, this is the simpler equation, okay, than this. So I'm going to make s the subject here. That is plus 2y. If it goes to the other side, it becomes 5 minus 2y. So x becomes 5 minus 2y. That will be my third equation. Now that I know x, I'm going to substitute x wherever I see x. I'll substitute 5 minus 2y in my second equation. Okay, so now 3x, and now x is 5 minus 2y. Minus 2y equals 5. Okay, now the 3 doesn't just affect 5, it affects everything in the bracket. Okay, so now I have 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times minus 2y will be minus 6y. And then I have minus 2y equals 5. Okay. Now, if you look at the equation, you now have 15 minus 6y minus 2y. Minus 6y minus 2y becomes minus 8y. So you have 15 minus 8y equals 5. So keep that in mind. So this is what we have now. Okay. Now, this is 15 and this is plus 5. If I bring plus 5 to this side, it will become minus 5. And if I take minus 8y to the other side, it becomes plus 8y. So 10 equals 8y. So now y equals 10 over 8, which is 5 over 4. Now y equals 5 over 4. I'm going to put it or substitute it back into 3 to find x, because I've already found the subject using the first equation, and I know x equals 5 minus 2y. So now that I know what y is, I'll put it back into the equation. So 5 minus 2, in place of y, I'm going to put 5 over 4. This is what I've done here. Now the 2 affects the fraction here, but I can 2 goes into 4 twice. So 5 minus 5 over 2. Here again, my answer will be 2.5, which when I change will be 5 over 2. But again, if you can see that, then we can put in place of 5, 10 over 2. Now the denominators are the same, so I have 10 over 2 minus 5 over 2, okay, which is equal to 5 over 2. So x is what? 5 over 2. Again, y is 5 over 4. So this is when I finished doing this data. I thought, why not use this lesson and show you the possible ways, because this is also a possible exam question. I think the second method is shorter and faster, but some people, they only want to use one method. Okay, so sorry, and the exam condition, as long as, even if it's long, as long as you do it and get the marks, it's good. Okay, but I wanted to show you how you can look at some of these equations. Okay, so you look at the 2 equations. If you can multiply by a number to make one variable, if you can multiply one equation by a number, for instance by 2, to make the variable and get rid of 1, then you can solve for the other variable, substitute back, and solve for the other variable. Or you can make one the subject, put it back into the equation, and solve. Now we found that x is 5 over 2 and y is 5 over 4. You don't have to do this in the exam, okay? But the test that these are the right answers, I'm going to put x equals 5 over 2, y is 5 over 4 into the first equation. If it's right for the first equation, then it will be right for the second equation. So x here now is 5 over 2, y is 5 over 4, so 2 all into brackets 5 over 4. 5 over 2 plus, if I cancel out, okay, now I have 5 over 2. Because I have the same denominators, I can add the numerator. So I have 10 over 2. Remember addition of fractions, we did it earlier on. Okay, the more you work with fractions, the more easier it comes, because you learn to do other things with it, and then you realize that you don't have to go through this fundamental method. Okay, these are methods that we normally teach in year 7, year 8, and then as you progress, you can easily see. Okay, so here you can easily see the answer. But if at this stage you've left education for a long time and you are trying to get back, Okay, this is how you can look at it. Okay, and as I said, I'll rather let you go through this, do it this way, get the full marks, than to rush through and not get anything for what you did. Okay, so now you have 10 over 2. 10 over 2 again. Remember, in some of we're substituting a 5 over 2. 5 for 10 over 2 is 5. So what it means is x plus 2y. If x is 5 over 2 and y is 5 over 4, will be equal to 5. Okay, so we solve the simultaneous equation. These equations, they normally come, okay, because I saw it and I thought, let me use it for this starter. And then after using it, I thought, oh, why don't I just use this video to explain further? Okay, so this is what I have to share with you today. Okay, share our videos, like our videos, subscribe, please follow. Okay, I'll appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much, okay, for watching today, and I'll see you in the next.